Hello my dear children, greetings for the day. Children, in the class today we are going to study significant figure, one of the characteristic property of an instrument. Today we will know what exactly is significant figure or significant digit. We will come to know how to find out the significant digits in a measured value. Besides that, we will also study addition, subtraction, multiplication and division of the measurable values, that is the values measured by various instruments. And finally we will come to know what are pure numbers and how do they affect our addition, subtraction. So let's get on with the definition of significant figure. Well children, significant figure is nothing but a mathematical digit, whole number digit. It represents sum total of all significant means certain, sure, definite. So significant figure represents sum total of all definite digits plus 1. What is this plus 1? This plus 1 is last indefinite digit. So in any measured value from an instrument, sum total of all digits which are sure, about which we are sure, and the last digit about which we are not sure, we are uncertain about the last digit. This sum total of sure as well as unsure digit is what is called as significant figures. So always there is an element of doubt, there is an uncertainty associated with the last digit of the measurement. Well, suppose this is the diameter of this pen. This is again the same popular example which I have been taking up again and again. This is the diameter of the pen. It is 2.1. Now, out of these two digits here in the measured value, 2 is certain. 2 is certain. But there is uncertainty attached with the last digit. There is an element of uncertainty attached with the last digit. Why? See, if we make the measurement, this measurement has been made by the meter scale whose least count is 0.01. But if we make the same measurement with the help of vernier caliper, it comes out to be 2.16. That means we come to know this digit also. Now after looking at this recording, if it is asked, tell the value of the diameter of the pen up to 1 place beyond decimal. In that case, your response would not be 2.1. Your response would be 2.2. See, 2.16 when rounded off up to 1 place would give us 2.2. We have already studied a round off rule. So if it is written up to 1 place beyond decimal, after we come to know this recording, we'll write it as 2.2. See, this 1 is not 1. It becomes 2. But only when we look at this device, this particular recording. So always there is an element of uncertainty associated with the last digit. And thus all digits are certain, like this recording. These two are certain digits and this one is what? Uncertain. Why it is uncertain? Well, whether it is going to remain as 6 or it is going to become 7, it depends upon next digit. And next digit can be found out by the instrument with even a smaller least count. So we find out the diameter of the same pen using, say, screw gauge. The diameter will come out to be 2.163. Third digit would also be known. Now see, if it is to be written, if this diameter is to be written up to 2 places beyond decimal, it will come out to be 2.16 only because this 3 is less than 5. So this 6 remains 6. So this 1 became 2 when we look at this reading, but this 6 remains 6 in spite of looking at this recording. So there is always an element of uncertainty associated with the last digit. Same way here, these 3 digits are certain and this last one is uncertain. Similarly here, all these 4 digits are certain and last one is what? Uncertain. And whether last digit is going to remain what it is or not, it depends upon next digit. So there is always an element of uncertainty with the last digit. Now look at this. In this particular recording, this is sure, this is unsure. So total number of sure and unsure digit is what? 1 plus 1, that is 2. Significant figure is 2. Here in this recording, these two digits are sure and this one is what? Unsure. So sum total of sure as well as unsure digit is what? 2 plus 1, that is 3. Here these 3 digits are 1, 2, 3. These 3 digits are certain digits, and last one, this is the fourth one, is uncertain. So 3 plus 1 is what? 4, significant figure. Similarly here, these 4 digits are certain and the last one is uncertain, and the sum total is what? 4 plus 1, 5. So sum total of certain 1 plus 1, 2 is significant figure. Sum total of certain plus 1. So this is plus 1, the last one, and rest all digits are certain. So significant figure or significant digits represents sum total of all definite plus 1, the last one, indefinite digit. Now how to find out significant figure in any recorded value? There are 3 examples I have given here, and these 3 examples will cover all the examples. See, example number 1. If a measured value does not involve any decimal, if measured value does not involve any decimal, and the value is what? 0, 0, 1, 5, 0, 1, 0. So what is significant figure here? See, when the value doesn't involve any decimal, then all the zeros which come before any non-zero digit, they are insignificant. They are not counted as significant digits. So these zeros which are before any non-zero digit, they are not going to be significant. Rest all zeros, whether they come in between or after, at the end, if they are coming after any non-zero digit, they all are going to be significant. So all these are going to be what? Significant digits. And the significant digit here is going to be what? Yeah, it is going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the rule? If a measured value does not involve any decimal, then all zeros which are there before any non-zero digit are not significant. The rest all digits are significant. So just count them and write down the significant figure as what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second example. We have measured value with decimal. This is the measured value with decimal. If a measured value has a decimal in it, then what do? We ignore the decimal. We ignore the decimal and we apply the previous rule. So once we ignore the decimal, what are we left with? 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. That means these 3 zeros are before any non-zero digit. So they are not significant. So these 4 digits, 1, 0, 1, 0 are significant, and significant figure is what? 4. Well, the third example is measured value with powers of 10. If a measured value or recorded value is written as a multiple of power of 10s, then this power of 10 has no significant value. So what are we left with? We are left with this much digit. If it has decimal, just ignore it. And once you ignore it, we apply again rule number 1. We are left with 0, 0, 1, 0. So these 2 zeros are insignificant, and 1 and this 0. These 2 digits are significant, and significant digits is what? Significant figure is what? 2. So we use powers of 10 just to bring about the change in the unit of the quantity. Whatever value we measure from an instrument, has a fixed value of significant figure. We cannot vary it. Whatever may be its unit, you can change the unit, but the significant figure would not change, because significant figure represents what? Accuracy of the measurement. And you can see that here, right in the example, very popular example. Well, you can see here, these recordings are made from the instruments whose least counts are decreasing continuously. So with the decrease of least count, you have already understood the accuracy increases. But what is happening? Significant figure is also increasing. So significant figure and accuracy, they are directly proportional to each other. And you have already seen that both significant figure and accuracy, they are inversely proportional to least count. See, least count is continuously decreasing, accuracy is increasing, significant figure is also increasing. So both accuracy and significant figures are directly proportional to each other, and least count is inversely proportional to both. Now how do we add? Let us come to addition. How do we add or subtract two quantities, two measurable quantities, two quantities which have been measured by instrument? Well, children, be very, very careful. We are going to find out or study the addition of the quantities, subtraction of the quantities, multiplication, division of the quantities which are measured from various instruments. So how do we bring about addition and subtraction? See, it is written here, least number of places beyond decimal. This is rule. This is rule for addition or subtraction. So when we add or subtract measurable values, what do? We first of all select the quantity, select the value which has least number of places beyond decimal. Then what do? We round off all the values up to least number of places beyond decimal, and then we do the normal addition. Or what do? We do the normal addition. We do the normal addition, the addition which we learned right in, say, our primary section. We can do the normal addition, but finally we have to round off to least number of places beyond decimal. So why this rule? Let us understand. See, suppose we want to add 2.1 with 1.201. These are the two recordings done from different instruments and they have to be added. So can we, this has 1 place beyond decimal, this has 3 places beyond decimal. This has been measured from the instrument which can measure up to 1 place beyond decimal. This has been measured from the instrument which can measure up to 3 places beyond decimal. So this instrument has even a smaller least count. So both the values have different accuracies and they are going to be added to each other. So what should we do? Well, if the recorded value number 1 is 2.1, well, what is here? Can we know it? No, we do not know it. What is here at second place? We do not know that. 2.1, and what is here? We do not know. See, this is 2.1 because it has been measured from meter scale. But what about beyond 6? What about after 6? It can be measured only when we change the instrument and use the instrument with lesser least count. So what is beyond 1? That is not known to us. What is beyond this question mark? So what are the digits beyond 1? They are not known to us. But this is the instrument which has measured, which can measure up to 3 places beyond decimal. Now this quantity is unknown to us. This quantity is unknown to us. So can we add 1 with an unknown quantity? Absolutely not. Can we add this 2 with unknown quantity? Absolutely not. So we are restricted to our addition of the quantities which are up to least number of places beyond decimal. So we are now allowed to add. This addition is not permissible. This addition is not permissible. So what is permissible is we can add 2.1 with what? 1.2 only, and the answer comes out to be what? 3.3. So why this rule? That is what is explained here. Normally what do? We write 2.1 and 1.201. We normally write here 00. Again, this is not allowed. Why not allowed? How can we write this quantity as 0 when we do not know anything about it? How can we write this quantity as 0 when we know nothing about it? So when these quantities are not known to us, well, we are not allowed to write them as 0 and add them. So this quantity can be any value, any digit from 0 to 9, not necessarily 0. So this addition is not permissible. That is why we have the rule, least number of places beyond decimal. So what we are supposed to do, when we are adding or subtracting two measured values, then what do? We individually round off all the values up to as many places beyond decimal as is least, and then we carry forward our addition or subtraction. Or we can add them normally as the addition which we learned in pre-primary. We can do the normal addition, but finally we have to round off the values up to as many places beyond decimal as is least. So I hope this addition or subtraction is clear. Now let us move on to multiplication and division. Children, when we multiply or divide two different quantities, measurable quantities, the quantities measured from the instrument, then we apply this rule. What is this rule? Least number of significant figures. Least number of significant figures. That means if we wish to multiply or divide two quantities, well, we have to write down the answer in least number of significant figures. Whichever quantity has least number of significant figure, same would be the significant figure in the final answer. Like this one, 2.941. Suppose it is to be multiplied with 1.0. These are two quantities which have been measured from two different instruments. This has been measured from the instrument whose least count is smaller than, this is This has lesser accuracy, this has higher accuracy. So if we multiply these two quantities, what is the answer? The answer is going to be 2.9. This has how many significant figure? 4. This has how many significant figure? 2. So what is going to be the significant figure in the answer? 2, which is lesser of the 2. This is what is the meaning of least number of significant figures. So when we multiply or divide two quantities having different significant figures, means different accuracies, then final answer has the accuracy that of the smaller one, the lesser accuracy. Whichever quantity has lesser accuracy, same is the accuracy of the final answer. This is again very natural. When we multiply or divide two quantities with different accuracies, we cannot get the final answer with greater accuracy than the lesser of the two. Well, this is 4.00925 and this is another digit 1.00. These are two measured values, and if we wish to divide them, we divide one from other. This is another example. Well, the answer is going to be what? Normal division is 4.00925, but we have to write an answer in 3SF. This has 3SF. This has significant figure 3, and this has significant figure how many? 6. So if we divide this quantity from this, we can do the normal division, but we have to write down the answer in as many significant figure as is the lesser of the two. So I hope multiplication division is also clear. So when we multiply or divide two quantities with different accuracies, the final answer will have the accuracy of the lesser of the two. Now, what are pure numbers? Well, pure number in measurement again have a lot of significance. Well, pure numbers are the constants or the digits which appear in different formulas. Pure numbers are not measured values. They are not experimentally found out. They cannot be measured by any instrument. Like P is equal to 4L. What is 4? 4, P is the perimeter of square and L is the side of the square. So P is equal to 4, L is the perimeter of the square. What is this 4? This 4 is a pure number. It is not that we use some instrument to measure this 4. So if the question is, what is the length? What is the perimeter of the square whose length is 1.01? So what do? We multiply this 4 with 1.01. And if we apply this rule here, the normal rule of multiplication, then we might get the answer as 4, which is incorrect. Why this answer is incorrect? This answer is incorrect simply because this pure is not a measured value. It is a known number. Everybody knows that there are 4 sides in the square and the perimeter of the square is going to be 4 times one side. So this pure number, well, every pure number has unlimited accuracy. Whichever measured value it is multiplied with, it acquires the same accuracy as is the accuracy of the number it is being multiplied with or divided from. So 4 into 1.01, we cannot apply this rule of multiplication here. Why? Because this 4 is not a measured value, and if we wish to work it out using this formula, we will give 3 significant figure to 4. We write it as 4.00. Why 3 significant figure? Because the number it is being multiplied with, the measured value it is being multiplied with, has 3 significant figure. Now we can multiply, both have same significant figure 3, and the final answer will have significant figure 3 only. You can also work it out by addition method, addition rule which we have just learned. So 1.01, 1.01, 1.01, 1.01. If we add all 4 sides of the square, we get the answer as 4.04. All the 4 values have same number of places beyond decimal, so there is no problem. We'll work it out, we'll add it out, and it will come out to be 4.04. Circle. For circle, the perimeter, the circumference is 2 pi r. If the radius of the circle is 1.00 centimeter, this is measured, and it is what? 1.00 centimeter, that means it is measured by vernier caliper. So what is the perimeter? Perimeter is going to be 2 pi and then 1.00. So 2 and pi, both are what? Pure numbers. So you can write 2 as what? 2.00. If you wish, you can write down 22 by 7, that is pi. And that has to be written in 3SF as 3.14. Why are we writing both these constants, both these pure numbers in 3SF? Because the measured value they are being multiplied has significant figure 3. And if we work it out, what do we get the answer as? Well, 3, 3, 3, the answer is what? In 3SF, and it is 6.28 centimeter. So pure numbers are the constants of various formulas. They are not measured by any instrument. They have unlimited accuracy. Whichever measured value they are multiplied with, they acquire the same accuracy. They do not alter the accuracy of the number measured value they are multiplied with or divided from. So with this we come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much and God bless you all.